Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 3, or the third reading of the Dragon Diaries series that I'm doing over the next 12 months, celebrating the year of the dragon in the Chinese zodiac. So we are going to be talking about creativity for this month. So there are going to be 3 piles as usual. You can watch one, you can watch all of them. You may find that there's a nugget in each one of them for you, but it's whatever you feel called to do. So we have pile 1, this card, pile 2, this card, or pile 3 is this card. All right, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, whatever pile number or whatever oracle card calls to you, that is the one you should go to first. And like I said, if you feel drawn to more than one, by all means, I will see you in your pile. Hi to those of you who chose this card, pile 1. This is going to be your reading. We're going to go through a series of questions and about creativity and how you can use it, or where you can maybe have more of it in your life, or what situations or events may be coming in and around where creativity is going to be involved. But let's get right into your reading here, pile 1. First question out, as always, is in what area of your life can you be or have more creativity? So we have, these names. I'm just going to hold it up so that you can see the names here. All right. This is the woman and her dragon. And it says, be flexible in every situation in your life. Learn to concede in order to promote the light of peace. So by being flexible, okay, it's showing you, and we can say your light, right? Like it's showing you in a good light. Let's just put it in simple terms, right? You being flexible is showing yourself in a good light. And there certainly isn't anything wrong with that. But here's the thing we're talking about: in what area of your life can you have more creativity or be more creative? And I'm going to pull the tarot that I have here with it, okay? We're going to be doing live tarot and oracle at the end as well. But look at this. We have the Queen of Spears, or the Queen of Wands, okay? And we're talking about creativity. See, what I want to say is, while you may be very, passionate and outgoing and ambitious and confident and determined in your life, sometimes that can kind of maybe keep you on the straight and narrow, where you don't want to veer off. You just kind of want to, it's almost like a Pentacles energy, but it's like you get set in your ways, and then you might get a little too determined or a little too confident, because that's the way it's always worked. That when it comes to flexibility, you may appear to be flexible, or you may feel like you're being flexible, pile 1, but really maybe not as flexible as you think you are being in that area of your life. So maybe you need to think of some new creative ways of being flexible, okay? Maybe you need to, and with creativity, I always say, they always say it's coloring out the lines, or stepping outside of the box. So for you, pile 1, I really feel that maybe when situations, events, whatever, or areas of your life where you know that you're not completely inflexible, but maybe not quite as flexible as you could be, but you are kind of questioning, like, well, how could I be more flexible, or is it even possible? Yes, it is. They want you to, with wands energy is also very inspired and, full of great new grand ideas. So take that energy and find creative ways to be more flexible in the situations in your life. And I love that at the end of it, and if you do that, you are a shining example for others, okay? Now let's go into what could be blocking you from creativity or being creative. and we have Destiny. Now, Destiny is one of the cards that I actually read from, and it's going to be the only one, I believe, in this reading until the end where I go to the book. But it's a very colorful dragon, and I'm going straight with, is it your destiny? Is that what's holding you back? With the King of Cups. So very interesting. Let me grab the book for that. Okay, for Destiny here we have the Star Wanderer dragon shines in every conceivable color. This large and powerful dragon has brought its high frequency vibrations to you today to deliver a message. Open your heart as wide as possible now and hear reality's words. Today is the day on which you may once again choose your fate. So think carefully about who you wish to be. Consider the path you wish to follow moving forward. Your truth lies deep in your heart. Listen to it. You bear power and love. You are the heir of the divine source, and you will decide how your destiny looks. And that is so true. If we go back to, look, we have free will here. We have little niggles. We have intuitive hits. We have feelings of being called to something or really wanting to do something very strongly. More than likely, that would be considered in terms of, what is your destiny? Is that the path I need to follow? Right? I always use nursing, and I love using like Reiki as examples. Some of you may feel called, or even a doctor, to be a healer, and you've always loved to help people. You were always helping little animals. You know what I mean? You were always playing doctor with your dolls, your Barbies, your action figures, whatever it is. So it's like you've always had that calling, that is your destiny. But then you start growing up, and that gets pushed to the side because you think that you want to do other things, but deep inside, there's still that calling. And it may be that you can be a healer when it comes to helping people by doing readings and helping them see things in a different way that will help them move forward in their life, or to get out of a situation that maybe they don't need to be in, to just see things differently. But maybe you go to medical school and you become a doctor. Maybe you go to university and you become a nurse, or maybe you become an acupuncturist, or you become a Reiki healer, a Reiki master. But whatever it is, maybe you become a counselor. What they're trying to say is, it's almost as though here with the King of Cups, normally very emotionally balanced and wise, but I feel here that what may be blocking you is the actual fear of following your dreams. Because what if it doesn't work out? What if I, for example, go and take this course, go to school, and it's a bust, it doesn't work out for me, and now I've wasted all this money. I feel the message here for you is you need to be more creatively inspired in the way that you think. Okay, you can't allow fear to take over here and keep you from your path or your destiny. I feel like you need to balance your emotions out, pile one. You need to be wise, you need to be calm, and you need to think, all right, maybe there's a creative solution to how I can do this. Maybe for some of you, it's not university or medical school, or, I know that involves university, yes, but you understand what I'm saying. It may be that you may want to be a Reiki healer, but you can still have your regular 9 to 5, and you may do that on weekends or in the evenings. It's the way those courses will usually run, right? So you just need to be creative in how it is that you're going to maneuver and make this happen for yourself. Now, who should you be more creative with in your life, or have more creativity in and around the relationship, we'll say, and that can be from friend to romance. We have partnership. Okay. So that is with who. Interestingly enough, I want to say here, I'm not seeing anything romantic about this, okay? I feel like this is a partnership. It could be in business. It could be a colleague that you work closely. Maybe there's a group of you that work closely together. If you and even in your own personal life, you have partnerships. Maybe they're the people that you do things with. Maybe you have a woman that you walk with every day, or a man that you play tennis with every evening, right? It's that kind of partnership. That's what I'm feeling. And we have the Knight of Coins. So maybe in whatever this partnership is in your life, because this is collective and it will be different for each of you, okay, there needs to be maybe more creativity in the way you do things. And what I was just seeing is maybe instead of walking the same path with your girlfriend or, you know, your neighbor, whoever it is, day in, day out, maybe you change things up a little, okay? Maybe if you play tennis, maybe you guys might want to change it up and play squash one night or something. I know they're different, but you know, you just may want to try something different. I feel like slow and steady does win the race. I always say that. And I feel that maybe for some of you in the partnership or the relationship that you're in here, that maybe slow and steady is just maybe kind of getting boring. All right. And what they're saying is think of some new creative ways to have fun with these partnerships in your life, these friendships. What can you do to switch it up a little bit? Plant a new seed. Look, he's holding a pentacle. It's there to be given and to be planted. So why not take the opportunity to do things in a different way and be creative about it? You know, it literally can be anything. All right. Maybe you've been thinking that you want to do something. So you may say to your girlfriend, okay, sorry, I didn't finish the sentence. You may want to do something different. Like instead of just going out for your walk five nights a week or 5 days a week, maybe you say, you know what? How about every Wednesday we go and we walk around a museum, or we go and walk through the mall. We're still getting our exercise in, but we're changing up the scenery. Something like that. Be creative in the way that you're going to do something. All right. And I really feel strongly that if you're watching this pile one, that maybe you've already been thinking about something like that. And it could even be with your children too. You know, instead of doing the same routine over and over with them, you need to be a little more creative in it. Start changing things up, one small thing at a time. You don't need to make it like super fancy and outrageous and over the top. Okay. Last, before we get into more tarot and oracle here, let's look at what specific event or situation could you have coming up in your life. Maybe you're already in it, where it's going to require or call for more creativity or being creative. We have legacy and persistence with the devil. Again, I almost feel it ties back to here, but in a different way, because we're talking about certain partnerships or relationships in your life, from friendship to romantic. If it is romantic for you, then you take it as that, right? But for the majority, I feel like it's partnership, friendships. But here, I feel this is more about you as an individual, okay? Because it's going to be a situation or event that's going to come up that's going to require being creative on your part. And what I feel it is I feel that it is a situation that has been stuck around or been around. That would make more sense. It has been around for a long time and you are kind of stuck in it, or it's hit a stalemate and you're stuck. Nothing's happening. And I feel like you're trying to be persistent in this situation, but whatever, it just feels like you are tied down. Now, legacy is also there. Legacy could have to do with your destiny, okay? You know, what is it that you become, that you leave behind as a shining example? But you're not able to do it because you feel like you're being tied down here. And this is that Ramsay Bolton, and we don't like this fella. He is just devil energy, okay? So we have to think, like, what is it? What situation are you in where maybe you feel like I'm coming to the end. I just cannot persevere anymore, okay? Like, I'm done. They're saying, it's okay. Own that feeling, right? You can't dismiss it. You feel what you feel. Own it, but then tell yourself that, you know what? Whatever it is, however I want to make my mark in the world, if that's the situation for you, it won't be for everybody with legacy here. For some of you, it's just about persevering. You can break the chains here, okay? You can step away from whatever it is that is keeping you held back or held down. It's a decision that you need to make, and maybe you're going to have to come up with some pretty darn creative ways, stepping outside the box a lot to get out of this situation. But they're saying, just think. And if you're unsure, call upon spirit, call upon the dragons. The dragon energy is beautiful, and they are a guide just like all of your other spirit guides and angels. And call upon spirit, God, source, universe, or whomever it is for you to help you break free of this, we'll say, devil, maybe even in some cases self-sabotaging. Sometimes the devil energy is us sabotaging ourselves. If it's addiction or whatever it is that is wearing you down and you just are feeling like, I can't be persistent in this anymore, like I'm losing my edge. They're saying, take a time out here and maybe really focus on, there is a creative way to get out of this. There is a creative solution. I'm just not thinking of this right now in that state of mind, and I need to switch that way of thinking to get myself out of this situation. So those are the main messages for you when it comes to creativity. Now, let's get into, and again, these situations will be different for everyone because everyone has different situations going on in their life where they may be feeling held down or held back or tied down. We have the Emperor and we have the Two of Wands. I love this. Okay. So right here, you guys, look. The Emperor is the King of Kings. He is capable of doing everything. He's not going to take any crap here. If there is a creative way to think about something, he can do it because he has the wands, the pentacles, the swords, and the cups energy. So he can be wise and passionate and determined and see big picture, see outside of the box, but he is also emotionally balanced while doing it. That is the energy that they want you to take on. You are not a victim here, okay? Pile one, you are an emperor. And the Two of Wands is plotting that path. Plotting what it is. I say plotting, figuring out, however you want to say it, what it is that you need to do. That's what the Two of Wands is. It's knowing that you need to step out and do something differently, go somewhere different. And this is the planning stage. So they're saying now is the time to start planning this for yourself. Now, these dragon cards are a dragon and a butterfly, and I love pulling them out just because they're so pretty. But also in the book, I don't necessarily read what it is unless I feel called to, but there's usually a question or two in there that maybe you can continue to ask yourself that will just kind of help you stay on or stay out of the box, we'll say. Okay, so let's, because this is about creativity and stepping outside of it. And we have protection, eucalyptus, and the monarch butterfly. So for some of you, maybe you will see signs, synchronicities, right? You ask spirit to help you and to send you signs and synchronicities to give you the answers. Maybe for some of you, it will be what is happening when you see a monarch butterfly or when you walk by something and there's eucalyptus, whether it be in a flower arrangement or actual eucalyptus growing, whatever it is, okay? But whoops, I'm not on the right one. Protection, there we go. Now, what's it saying? This card wants you to know that you are protected. Your ideas and beliefs are sheltered and safe. You can move forward knowing that if you falter or fall, there is a soft place to land. and if needed, a comfortable place to heal until you are ready to take flight once more. I feel it's about this persistence, right? You may need to take the time out and make some plans and see things differently. But here are the questions. How and with whom do I feel protected? How can I be a haven for others? That's interesting. But how and which or with whom do I feel protected? Maybe you're going to need a shoulder throughout this, okay? You can always go to someone that you feel safe and protected with and ask them for help, for guidance, or just support, okay? So just keep that in mind as you're moving forward. And one last oracle card here for you, pile 1, before we go. Thank you for being here. If you're new, I appreciate that you've subscribed and you're coming to watch my videos. Welcome. And for the people that have been here for a while, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that as well. Here we have, spend time reclaiming your balance. There you will find peace. Okay, being flexible, right? Like not being just a little bit flexible, but finding that middle ground, that balance of flexibility and inflexibility, okay? Like finding the balance. How do you go after your dreams maybe while you still have to do something else because we need money to live, etc., right? You know, where do you find that balance of doing something new in your partnerships and doing something that you know the other person will love too? Or here, just not feeling held down, right? Held down, not held down. How about if we can just get to the middle first, okay? Love this message for you, pile 1. Thank you for being here. And I will see you in either another pile or in my next reading. Hi to those of you who chose pile 2 or this card. Okay, this is going to be your episode 3 Dragon Diaries reading for creativity. And what areas of your life can you find more? With whom can you find more? Maybe specific events or situations. So let's get right into this. Okay, and first question out, in what area of your life, pile 2, can you be or have more be more creative or have more creativity? And we have, and I'm just holding these up because really the names right now. Okay, so this is the woman and her dragon, and it's trust your judgment, believe in yourself and in your truth. And with that, we have the Page of Coins. So where in your life, what area can you have more creativity or be more creative? When you're believing in yourself and in your truth. Look, I love right now that Tyrion was his name, I do believe, come out here as the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is very, always looking to better himself, always looking for the next financial opportunity or what will best serve him, or trying to manifest in what will best serve him. And I feel that represents this character from Game of Thrones perfectly. And Tyrion was always someone who, and with pages, curious and wanting to learn more, know more, always wanting to know more and understand everything and how everything was working. And mostly with him in that show, if you didn't watch it, it was about people. He knew people, right? He knew them at their core, which I think is good for a pentacle, right? Because that is like the heart of them. He knew them. And so I feel they're saying here, in what area of your life can you be more creative? It's when it comes to believing in yourself. Maybe right now for you, pile 2, you don't have a lot of self-confidence, or maybe you don't believe in yourself or even really know what your truth is. This message is getting to the heart of things, getting to your heart space, to your soul, and figuring out, what is it? Who am I? Why don't I believe in myself? What is my truth? Trusting your own judgment, right? Being confident and trusting your own judgment. For some of you, that may not be easy. You may have to get really creative in the ways that you're going to help yourself move through this. And that's where I even want to say, fake it till you make it. A lot of people don't like that saying, but that's not about putting on a false mask to try to fool others. It's almost like putting on the false mask to prove to yourself that you are capable of this, right? Like, for example, if you are a sports person, you're going to put on the persona, or at least you're going to have mantras and telling yourself, I am the champion. I'm going to win. I'm going to do this. I feel like it's the same thing when it comes to being confident in yourself, knowing your own truth, trusting what the decisions that you make. Look, I swear Tyrion here never made a judgment or a decision or a calculated move that he didn't believe in himself to be the victor in the end. And how does creativity come in? Like I said, you may have to be creative, and maybe you have to think of yourself as not a page, not a knight, not a king, but the emperor here. And you're going to trust every decision that you make. And you're going to believe in yourself and what it is that you feel, not just intuitively, but mentally. If the two of those are working together, that's wonderful. So you might have to be creative with yourself here to figure out, or to take on the persona of and it doesn't have to be outward. It can be inward, or however you want to do it. Okay, maybe you're a real actor here and you might want to take on the outward persona of it, but I feel like that's what this is for you. You need to be a little creative here when it comes to getting yourself to believe in yourself. Because 100 people can tell us, oh, you're great, you believe, you need to have more confidence in yourself. But until we actually do, we don't, right? So that is the message here. If someone needed to hear that, and pile 2. Next, we have what could be blocking you from more creativity or being creative in your life. Home. This is one of the cards that I actually read from the book. I only have one. I'm using some different decks this time just because I got this new deck here, right? So I decided to just do one that I read from the book from, and it's this one, which is home. So I will, along with the 9 of Spears or the 9 of Wands. So what's holding you back from being creative? Maybe you've just been through a lot of stuff recently. Maybe you have just kind of been in one small battle after another, after another, after another. Maybe it has something to do with home for some of you, okay? And the point of this is, it's blocking your creativity. It's blocking you. Maybe even here, it's why you don't trust or have confidence in yourself. But let's read home here and see what this home dragon is all about, because there's always a wonderful message. So, what does home mean to you? Have you already found yours? The coral dragon of happiness folds its wings around you lovingly, whispering softly in your ear. It does not matter where you live. Your home is where your companions are, those who think like you, live like you, and love the same things as you. Listen to the words of this beautiful female dragon. She is very wise and loves you very much. You drew this card because home is an unsolved energy for you. Perhaps you are still searching for it, or you might have even made a mistake in where you've made the choice. And what you call home is not really where you belong. So, for some of you, it could be that. I think we've had this card before. It could be exactly that. What is holding you back from being more creative in your life, okay? Or having more creativity? Because maybe you are someone who is naturally quite creative, whether it be in arts or drama or music or the arts in general. And it's kind of, the flame's been put out a little bit here, okay? The flame's very dim right now. And maybe it's because you've been through a lot. And for some of you, it could be because wherever it is that you're living or whatever it is that you're doing, you just don't quite feel settled or grounded in that space. And that's what's blocking creativity from your life. And again, I said for some of you, it could very well tie back here. Sometimes that happens, pile 2. We can come back to any of the sets of cards in here, and they may loosely tie together, or it can be an individual message. So really take, if you're feeling a creative block right now in whatever it is that you do, it could even be in work. Maybe for your job or your career, whatever it is, you really, the creative juices need to flow, so to speak. And right now, you're not feeling that. This could be why. You just have an overall feeling of being unsettled. It could literally be where you're living. It could just be that you've been through a lot of small battles. But with the 9, we're coming to the end here, just so you know. I like to put a little positive on this particular one because it feels a little heavier. Look, you're almost at the 10, which is the end. It's where you lay those spears or wands down. So just keep that in mind. I think if you can get past this block, that's when the spears are going to be laid down, okay? Who should you be more creative with or have more creativity in your life? I'm going to say let's just see what the card is. The Grail Knight. I was going to say with people, usually that's what it ends up being, right? And the 8 of Cups. So we have romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. We also have a 6. So for some of you, is this someone from your past, maybe, or a situation from your past that you may need to find a creative solution with? Because look, we've got the 8 of Cups, and that's walking away. Okay, that's walking away because whatever this is not emotionally fulfilling you. Could it be a romantic, even present or past? Could it be that maybe you had some dreams and you felt that you've needed to walk away from them? And this is the message saying, no, you don't need to. Maybe you need to walk away from those past illusions, but your dreams can be brought into reality. But you need to do it in a creative way. See, we're talking about bringing that creativity in. And this is Spirit's message. And when I say Spirit pile 2, I mean it's different for everyone, God, source, universe, or whomever it is for you. And this is their message saying, you know what? You maybe have walked away from something, but that should mean that you're walking away to have a new start. Okay? So like I said, it could be in any of these areas or with whom, the people maybe that you had a past romance with or, relationship with. But it's time for a new start here because you have walked away from that. And in order to get to the 9 of Cups where you are feeling like, wow, I'm moving almost into the 10 of emotional fulfillment where everything is balanced and everything is wonderful. There needs to be a new start here. And I feel to do that, you need to get creative on it. All right. So you're out of one situation, I want to say here, because you've walked away. It's time for that new start. Let your creative juices flow. I was talking about it up here in a different context, but really be willing to step outside of the box. Don't do things the same way you did them in the past. Do them differently. Color outside the lines. Step outside of the box, however you want to say that. But this is a new beginning for you because you are or have already or will be walking away from something in the past. And I'll just say, look, it's the Grail Knight for some of you. It could be a masculine energy. Okay. Let's get on to the last question before we get into more tarot and a couple of oracle cards to end it off. What specific event, pile 2, or situation in your life is going to call for you to be more creative or to have more creativity? This could be an event that's happening now. It could be one that you're already this kind of past and maybe it hasn't quite been resolved. So this is your message, okay? Or it could be something that's coming up for you. Let's take a look. We have miracle making a difference. The world. Ooh, I like that. I feel like there's a couple messages here. I'm loving this. So for some of you, the specific event or situation with the world, miracle, making a difference, I want to say it's something like this. It could be something with social media. Maybe you are right now in the midst of or have been thinking about having an online presence, but you're not quite sure how, or you've made some plans. You kind of have a layout of what it is that you want to do, but maybe you're a little bit stuck. Creativity, call on source, call on this dragon energy, right, to help you. They're like your angel guides. They're like your other spirit guides that you have, your ancestors. They're here to bring energy and to help you figure things out. They can't make you do anything, but they love to be of assistance. All spirit guides do. So ask them to help you in any of these areas. But I'm speaking specifically to this where maybe it's time for you to share whatever it is with the world, because you will make a difference. Literally, let's just go with these cards come out for a reason when I created the piles. So that's a message for some. For others, I feel like with the World card, we can also think of it as you have come full circle. There's an ending of a situation. And we kind of talked about it here and here, and the ending of a way of being, because you're going to start being confident in yourself up here, all right, and trusting in yourself. So maybe this is the ending. There's going to be a situation, it could be any one of these ones, or an event where you are going to be called on to make a difference. Even think of it in your community. Maybe there's going to be, for example, they're showing me like a fundraiser, like an event, and they're going to ask on you maybe to help. And for you, maybe you're like, how could, what, I don't even have 2 cents to throw into this. Like, how could I be of help? That's coming to you for a reason, because you can make a difference, okay? You can do it. You just have to think creatively of what is it that I can give. You know, maybe you're not, for example, okay, so now they're showing, maybe you're not going to be the person that's standing there selling the tickets or going out within the community to sell the tickets, or at the event itself, you may not be the person behind the little desk when everyone comes in, or the person that maybe is just milling about for, you know, if anyone has questions, or, you know, events like that. You may not be up on the podium or doing the speaking, but maybe you'd be really good at working behind the scenes. That's what they mean by how can you bring creativity into this. You clearly, there is something in you that is creative and that would be helpful and worthy of this cause, we'll say, or this situation or event. There's something that you do have to give, or spirit wouldn't have brought it to you, but you need to maybe, or ask again for them to send you signs or synchronicities, or however you communicate with spirit, to help you figure out, oh, maybe I'm not the front person, but I can work behind the scenes. And that's what you volunteer to do. It's the creativity is figuring out what are your strengths here. Okay, so there's going to be an event or a situation that's going to come up around this, and your first initial response will be, oh, I don't have 2 cents to give, but really you have 10. So you need to jump in. You just need to be creative in the way that you're thinking about it, or understanding and figuring out what creative part of yourself it is that you have to give that would help this to be successful. Okay. Pile 2, let's get a couple of tarot here, okay? And then we're going to do a couple more oracles, and then we'll finish this up for you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you if you're new. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope that you enjoy these readings. I do them to try to help people in any way. And if you're someone who comes back time after time to watch my readings, thank you as well for your support. I really do appreciate it. Okay, we actually have 3 that come out here. We take them all. First one out was Ace of Pentacles. Love that. Aces are new beginnings. And look, we're kind of talking about that here with the World card. You have some new beginnings in different areas coming up. And with the Ace of Pentacles, it could be that somehow some of these new beginnings could lead to financial gain for you, okay? For some of you, it could be a new career opportunity. Maybe down here, that's what this leads to, or here, it will be different for everyone, all right? Maybe for some of you, it's taking that one pentacle that you have and planting it and nurturing and watching it grow, and it's going to bring abundance into your life in some way. So I love that message. Next out, we have the Magician. Holy moly. Okay, so the Magician is taking action to actually manifest your goal, right? It's using everything at your disposal to help nurture that seed that you maybe are going to plant, that one little pentacle. And the Magician has all energies. Again, he's kind of like the Emperor in that way. He has wands, pentacles, swords, and cups, and he will use whatever it takes and however he can move them. I want to say manipulate, but in a good way, them to help see this to fruition, okay? It's like you have everything you need to make this happen, even if you feel, especially up here, like you don't pile to. The Page of Wands. Wow. Take on this energy. When the people, I call them the people cards, when they come up, Page of Wands. Ooh, Wands are very curious. They love to learn new things. They're young, they're fresh. And with Wands, they love new ideas, right? They love to be inspired by new things, right? They love that. They love discovering new things. They're also a bit of a free spirit. Now look at him out here just marching along his path with this dragon, right? Like, I'm going out and I'm doing it because he believes that there's limitless possibility. I feel for some of you here, this is believing that there's limitless possibility within yourself, pile 2. Okay, let's look at one of these cards. There's a butterfly and a dragon on it, okay? And, there's a dragon, but there's also a butterfly and a plant. And I will read a little bit about what it is. It depends if it feels like it's part of the reading, but the questions are usually part of the reading. It's how do I march to the beat of my own drum here? I know it's not Aquarius, but it's Wands, and I sometimes feel, even though Aries is an air sign, that they still have that fire energy in them too. Okay, so let's get a card. These are questions that maybe will help you to stay on path. Look, beginnings. Daffodil in spring. What happens in spring, everyone? Everything starts to grow again. I love this, okay? It's when you get out planting seeds. That's when you may start your seeds inside before you put them out in your garden closer to summer. And the violet copper is the butterfly. Maybe that butterfly means something to you, the colors of that butterfly, but how interesting that the beginnings card come out here. So let's just see what that beginnings card has to say. I mean, does it really need to say anything other than that? But we'll see. There are new beginnings around us all the time. Anytime there is a change, there is a chance for a new creation. Anytime something passes, there is a chance to start fresh. Every day brings a new dawn, a chance to start over, and another opportunity to do things we have always wanted to do and be the person we always want it to be. It ties in perfectly here. So here's the question. There's 2 of them. What new path or trait can I work on today? So that's what you need to ask yourself, right? When I was talking about it up here, what new path or trait can I work on today? Because it's, you need to do the work, right? You're nurturing things, all of that type of stuff. And what is beginning for me and how can I help it grow? I talked about planting the seed here with the Ace of Pentacles. I love that these cards have come out the way they have. Let's get one last little oracle here. And out came that one. For you, pile 2, I've got the shivers. Honor the magic of the land. Be nature's friend and ally. Assist in recreating Mother Earth's original garden of pure wonder. That is planting the metaphorical seed, okay? That is what this is. I love it. Love it. Oh, such a beautiful message, pile two. Love this coming in from that dragon energy. I will see you either in one of the other piles or in my next reading. Hi to those of you who chose this card or pile three. This is going to be your reading for, I'm calling it episode 3 now, based on creativity for the Dragon Diaries series that I'm doing, okay, for readings over the next, 9 more months after this one, right, for the year of the dragon and the Chinese zodiac. Pile 3. We're going to get right into this. In what area of your life can you be more creative or have more creativity? And we have, and I've just been holding this up because the name of the dragon, and in this case, the angel, okay, I can't pronounce. So this says, I'm going to say Melahel, okay, has spoken. The angel has spoken. I am the light in the darkness. I will guide you back to divine love. All lower energy must now bow before my power. Oh, I love that because we know light rules darkness. We just know that, okay? It may not feel like it sometimes, but it does. And they want you to be the light here. So in what area of your life can you be more creative or have more creativity? I feel it's when you are working, I'm going to pull the tarot out here with it. Yep. It is when you are working on yourself to be the light. Okay. And you may say to yourself right now, pile 3, what do you mean? How can I be the light? It is many things. It can be leading by example. Okay. When people see that you are functioning from divine love, or that you are able to, the way you react in situations, the way you speak to others, the way you take care of yourself, many different areas, right? That shows other people. It's leading by example or showing by example. And maybe for some of you, it's going to be the creative ways. You're going to have to be creative maybe in the ways that you do this so that other people do see your, look at this light all around the dragon and here. And it's really your heart space too, right? It's opening that up. And we have the death card with it, which is death and rebirth. It's letting go of the old, right? Of the old, maybe the darkness, the shadow, the things you don't like about yourself, or the way you've behaved towards yourself or others. You're letting go of that so that you can bring in what serves you better and what serves others better. This will resonate with you if you know there are changes that need to be made in your life in this area, okay? Call on this archangel and dragon here. You have the names to help you. That is what spirit is giving you the message of. When I say spirit, it could be God, source, universe, or whomever you go to for your higher power for you. But you can call on this angel and dragon energy to help you. They are guides just like your other spirit guides that you may have, okay? There's no limit to the amount of spirit guides or the types of spirit guides that we can have. So with this transformation, they want you to be creative. Whether that's you have, you're a creative in your life, whether it be in the arts in any way, or just in the way that you're going to make these changes, because you know yourself. And you know that maybe the way everybody else does it isn't going to be the way that you do it, because that just has never sat well with you. You need to be a little bit different. I feel like I'm pulling Aquarius energy on this, okay? It's like you need to march to the beat of your own drum. And in order to do that, you're going to have to think of creative ways to become, we'll say, the light, or to be led back to source, to spirit, to God, or whomever it is for you, okay? So I like this message. That is where you can be more creative in your life. Let's look at what could be blocking your creativity or block you from being creative. Could tie into this. It could be a individual message. Wisdom. Wisdom. Okay. And with wisdom, we have Page of Cups. Oh, I find that so interesting. Okay, I actually have to talk about these two cards. Sorry, this may take a little bit longer. But remember when Arya here went to that house of I haven't watched it for so long, but it was like the person with no face or no name or something like that. And remember, she made the change in her life. First, she thought she wanted to be the person with no name or however that worked. And then she was like, no, I'm just going to be a different version of myself. See how that card's tying in here? All right, there's that. And she wanted to, go back and I'm going to say, was it avenge her family or whatever? Is that the right word? I think so. And here with Bran Stark, he became the wise one. He was the crow. He could see things, right? So I love that. He was the curious one. He climbed up that tower wall and got pushed out. His curiosity. So what could be blocking you is not trusting your own wisdom, not being curious enough. That could be blocking your creativity. You're not willing, like a page who's young and wants adventure and wants to get out there and is looking at all possibilities and is curious and looking all for new creative opportunities. You're not taking on that energy with yourself. And that could be blocking your creativity, right? Because you're not out looking, you're not young and curious, I feel, is the energy. You may be kind of stagnant. You don't trust your own wisdom. But let me read, because I do read from the book here on this dragon. It's the only one I have for this reading this time, okay? Wisdom. The time has come for you to open up to your wisdom. Trust me when I say that all wisdom lies within you. You think you know who you are, but you can discover this truth only when you open yourself to your divine wisdom. I love that. This beautiful dragon would like to teach you that wisdom and trust go hand in hand. In particular, the silver moon dragon, okay, here in the card, I love that, will teach you respect for all existence. It will remind you that nothing exists without the right to do so. Understanding this means converting knowledge into wisdom. Love it. Okay. So that's exactly it. It's about trusting. It's trusting yourself and believing that you have that wisdom already within you. A lot of us just don't call upon it. We can call it intuition. I call it your intuition, your mind, your ego, all of those things working together, not separately. Because if they're not working together and you're trying to trust your intuition, your ego will try to beat that down. If you're only going with ego, and I know it sounds weird, but if you're only going with just your mind and your ego, your intuition's trying to come up and beat that down, and you're getting overly emotional, right? There's something about the message here for you, pile 3. You need to be young and curious again. You need to believe that there's possibility, and you need to believe in yourself. Let's go to the next one. Who should you be more creative with in your life, or have more creativity with? And it's usually going to be a person or people. Here we have the High Priestess. Discernment, prophecy, vision. I don't even know how to say this word, so I'm not going to say it, but discernment, prophecy, vision. The High Priestess with the 5 of Cups. Ooh, do you know what I feel here? Because we're talking about who should you be more creative with or have more creativity with. I almost feel here like this is going to be a person in your life that maybe, I know it's the High Priestess, I just feel that's feminine energy. What I want to say, I feel that this is someone who has let you down. Okay? I feel like this is someone that you're very discerning about. Like they've let you down. But I feel like it's someone that you're close to and you want to trust them and you want to believe in them. And you want to believe that they're good for you in some way, which the High Priestess, I would say, would be. But for some reason here, pile 3, you just can't quite get yourself back to relationship with them in some way. And I feel like it's meant to be, but you just don't know how. And you might say, well, why would I want to be back in cahoots with someone who's let me down? Good question. What I feel that they're saying is that maybe that had to happen. Prophecies here, that had to happen in order to bring this relationship closer together. Okay? It's like you had to be taken apart, moved apart in order to be brought back together. And I feel like the two of you together could be very, I'm just going with what I'm hearing here. It could be a very powerful alliance in some way, where through creativity and the way the two of you will be or work together is going to be, just with the high priestess here, who I feel like is all knowing and all seeing and very wise. It's going to bring out a creative side to you, maybe that you never knew existed, or together you will both do very creative and intuitive things together. I hope that makes sense. But I feel like this is someone who's let you down, but I feel that you had to be drawn apart in order to come back closer together. That's the only way I can describe it. And it's for the greater good, not just of yourselves, but for other people, because I feel that the combination of the two of you and the creativity that will, that will be sent out into the world, into the universe, is going to be very powerful. All right, that may be a specific message for some people, or you'll resonate with it differently, okay? Because it can be a different in a different context, right? It may not be that whatever you're doing is going to go out into the world, but it just could change your family dynamic. It could change your friendship dynamic. It's going to be something great like that. Now, oh, I love that. I mean, that's a very powerful message right there. Pile 3, what specific event or situation in your life may call you to be more creative or have more creativity? Resilience, finding your limits, with the 4 of Swords. Feel like there's a couple of things here. Okay, one, look at this particular card. We have 4 of Swords, which I often think of someone's just taken that time out for a little mental clarity. But it looks like someone's standing over him, almost doing Reiki, right? That's what it reminds me of. So maybe for some of you, you've reached your limit. You found your limit. You've reached it. Okay, this may be a situation or event coming up for you, or something you're already engaged in, and you've reached your limit. Okay, they want you to know, though, it's not over. It can't be over, because there's still more for you to do in this situation. Okay. But what it may require is for you to take a little time out for healing, okay? Just a little downtime, get mentally clear again, so that you can look at this, bounce back with the fire here, so you can bounce back and take care, I want to say, of this situation once and for all. But to not be opposed to, maybe if you're at your limit right now, you take a time out and you recoup, you think about it, you get some mental clarity on it, okay? And then you jump back in with fire and passion and a clear head. There's going to be a situation or event, sorry, I said it again, around you, energy around you that's going to call for that. They need you to be resilient. And sometimes when we're trying to be resilient and to have resilience, okay, we need to refuel. Right? You don't just go to the death. You need to refuel here. So they're saying, take the time out, heal, refuel, whatever you want to call it, recoup, and then you go back in and I want to feel like you settle it, you end it, you put an end to it once and for all. So those are your main messages, pile 3. Let's get in here to, oh, I was going to say a couple tarot. We had 2 come out. We have Judgment and the Page of Pentacles. A lot of pages coming out here for the energy. And I like that because that's energy that they want you to take on. And the Page of Pentacles is, I like that it's here. Because the Page of Pentacles, all pages are young, they're curious, they want to learn, they want to go out and do things. They think that there's just, you know, infinite possibility here. But the Page of Pentacles, because it's pentacles and grounded, it tends to be more on the side of trying to manifest and bring things in, or developing new skills, okay? Maybe you need to take the time out to develop a new skill here that's going to help you come back fiery and full of energy, and to help give you that sense of groundedness that's going to be able to have you stand your ground to put an end to whatever this situation is. I like that. And then we have Judgment. And with Judgment, right, it can be many things. This could have something literally to do with the law or legalities in your life right now, where things need to be taken care of, new creative ways. And this is it, when you're getting that clarity, it's finding a new creative way to bounce back with the fiery energy, right? Or new creative ways to maybe develop a skill in some way that will help you. But with Judgment also, it's you are meant for so much more here. It's like the trumpets being blown, and it's calling in the people that are meant to do something. And look at how it's here with this. Like, I could have put those cards the opposite, but I didn't. Okay? It's almost like it's here with this one because there's so much more that you can do. You have so much creativity in you, or creative potential in you. You know, the trumpet's being called for you to step up and start moving forward. That's the message that I feel it is. It's really time for you to step up and start moving forward, to start believing in yourself. You know, to start moving maybe from the lower shadowy energy up into the higher light energy. Love this message for you, pile 3. Now, these cards here I love because there's usually a little message in the book again, but also there are questions. And these may be questions that you can ask yourself daily, or whenever you're feeling doubt or whatever it may be in these situations, that you can ask yourself, a reminder that I'm capable of this. So there's also a butterfly on it, as well as usually some sort of plant, okay, that could mean something for you. So let's see. Stop right there. We have Passion. Oh, is it the bougainvillea? Oh my heaven. And the octaceous swordtail. Well, I may have said those wrong. I'll hold it up so you can see them. The flower is at the top, and I believe the butterfly is the bottom one there. But it's passion. It's having passion. And that's really, when we think of creativity, I think of, right, we often think of the water, the cups energy, the emotions, and that's where your creativity is driven from. But let's see what it says here in the book about passion. Our passions drive and direct most of our experiences. We pursue our fascinations in our hobbies, purchases, and actions. In our decision-making, passion is often in the driver's seat. This card is urging you to kick your passion into high gear. Remember, I said you're coming back with fire here. Okay? It is time to follow your desires, even in small ways. Define and make plans to explore and engage with your aspirations as often as possible, even when others tell you it's silly. Here's something. Remember, I said you may need to develop a skill? Take classes, do research, and learn about the areas you are impassioned with. Your passions are your own and no one else's. Follow them down the rabbit hole and enjoy the ride. Here are the questions. What are my greatest passions? How can I incorporate them into my daily life. So just take that with you, and let's get one more card here for you, pile 3, before we go. If you are new here, thank you for coming, watching my videos, and subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. And for those of you who have been coming back reading after reading, thank you very much for your support. Let's get one last card here for you. Maybe I'm going to have to flip through. Yep, I will. The owl. Wise. We're talking about wisdom. Don't be imprisoned by your past. Create a brand new you and hold that vision. Love it. Okay, pile 3. Look, if you want to look at another pile as well, by all means, go ahead, and I will see you either in that pile or in my next reading.